Hey everyone, welcome to my library. My name is Melissa, and today I am doing the Get to Know the Romance Reader tag. This was originally created by Bree Hill, who I think we all love and adore. I was mentioned in Morgan's video. She's from Nothing Better Than a Book, and she mentioned me as one of the new people that she's subscribed to, and I super appreciate her. So yes, I thought I would do this tag as well. I love the questions, and hopefully it's a way for you guys to get to know me and my journey into being a romance reader. So the first, I'm going to be looking at my laptop down here, so sorry if this is a little distracting, but the first question is, what is your romance origin story, how you came to read your first romance novel? So I started on the very light end of things, I guess probably about maybe 5 years ago, and I started with Georgette Heyer. So she writes very Jane Austen-esque novels. She writes in the same tone and style as Jane Austen and writes very light romances, very clean. There's no smut in these, but they're also really good, and I highly recommend them. This is The Grand Sophie. It's one of the books I own from her, and I love this edition. It's just so cute, so beautiful. But the book that I started with for her was actually Frederica. And the audiobook is narrated by Richard Armitage, who is Mr. Thornton in North and South. If you guys haven't seen my recent movie video that I made recommending movies, if you love Pride and Prejudice, I highly recommend. But I talk about Mr. Thornton in there and how much I love that TV series. But yeah, he does a great job narrating the books. And yeah, Georgette Heyer is a definite recommendation if you guys haven't tried her out. Yeah, loved it. So the second question is, if you could be the heroine in a romance novel, who would be the author, and what's one trope you'd insist be in the story? So I recently gushed about this book as well, and this author, but I would love to have Lucy Parker write my romance novel. I think she writes contemporaries, and she writes in a way that is very in tune with what's going on in the world, and is very funny, and I love it. And the trope that I would ask her to put in my story is, me and my husband actually we dated long distance for a while, so we had a lot of texting conversations, FaceTimes, etc. And that's one thing I actually love about this series specifically, the London Celebrities series, is there's moments in here where it's just the London Celebrities magazine, I guess, where they're talking about what's happening with these famous actors. And I think it's very funny. And so I think she would do a great job at narrating texting conversations and FaceTimes, etc. So yeah, Lucy Parker would be my choice. Let's see, number 3, what is a romance you've read this year that you want more people to read? Okay, so this one is, I immediately thought of this book, but obviously this is not for everyone. Okay, so I just want to establish that now, but I would recommend All the Ugly and Wonderful Things by Bryn Greenwood. So this is a very hard-hitting, dark, gritty love story. So it's about two characters, Wavy and Kellen, and the back, I just want to read the back so you guys kind of know what's going on. A beautiful and provocative love story between two unlikely people and the hard-won relationship that elevates them above the Midwestern meth lab backdrop of their lives. So yeah, so Bryn Greenwood, like I've said before in my 5-star reads video, is very known for her gritty romances or love stories that are set in a place that you maybe have never experienced, never seen before. So this one specifically follows Wavy and Kellen, and Wavy is a little girl in this, and Kellen is an adult. So go in there knowing that. It is not for the faint of heart, and it definitely acknowledges that. So that's one thing I would say. It's not like she, unknowingly did this, but it's basically following two unlikely characters, right? Two characters who have never had love in their lives, honestly, real love. And they both experienced that with each other. And it seriously made me think, like, blew me away. I hated how I felt the whole time, kind of. It's one of those books, but it just, I will never forget it. So I just want someone else to read it. If it sounds kind of interesting, or, you know, if you think you can handle the subject matter, I would recommend, and I'd love to talk about it with you guys. So yes, this book. Okay. What is your favorite romance subgenre? What subgenre have you not read much from? So my favorite romance subgenre, if you've guessed from the my two videos that I started with this channel, is historical romances. I love them to pieces. I mean, Pride and Prejudice is my favorite book of all time, and I gushed about it so much on this channel already. I'm sorry if you guys are like annoyed about it, but yeah, so I love historical romances, and the settings and the situations they find themselves in, and, you know, society's norms and expectations, and how women still break through them. And yeah, I just love it. So that's my favorite. And then the subgenre I have not read much from is dark romance. I actually watch a lot of Jen from the Book Refuges videos. I love her, and I will listen to anything she talks about, even if it's something that I personally am not interested in. I don't know if you guys have any booktubers like that, where you're like, yeah, probably never gonna read it, but still love you anyways. So yeah, I haven't really delved into the dark romance. I mean, I would call this a dark romance. It's intense. It's an age gap, and it deals with some really heavy subject matter. But so maybe I could handle it, but I just haven't tried it yet. So what is one of your, so the next question, what is one of your auto-buy romance authors? So for this question, I thought of Sally Rooney. This is Normal People, one of my favorite books of all time. It's also made it onto my favorites list on Goodreads. That's very selective. And if you guys have seen the TV show, we need to talk. It is so good. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. But yes, Sally Rooney, her writing is so different. She writes without dialogue, like quotation marks. So know that some people have some issues with that, but it's just her style. And I find it honestly really interesting. And I have read both of her novels. It's kind of funny I say auto-buy, because I don't think she's written another book, but I also read Conversations with Friends, which is also a book by her, and I loved it too. I didn't love it as much as Normal People. This book just, honestly, it's astounding. It's astounding. It's so good. But yeah, I love this book. So Sally Rooney, if she writes another book, I will buy for sure. Okay. And then number 6, how do you typically find romance recommendations? Goodreads, YouTube, podcast, Instagram. So before I started my BookTube channel, I watched a lot of romance BookTube. I used to watch like what I would call, I don't know, like normal BookTube, like, you know, everyone else too. But once I started really delving into the romance BookTube community, I was like, wow, this is great. I love these people so much. So anyways, I get most of my recommendations from BookTube, and I just recently started my Instagram for my channel, and I never had a Bookstagram, Instagram, anything before I started this channel. So I'm very new to it, but I'm also getting great recs there as well. I really appreciate everyone who's like tried to welcome me and tag me and stuff, and really get me involved in the community. It's been great so far, and I've definitely noted some books that I want to try out from Instagram as well. So 7 is, what is an upcoming romance release you're excited for? So this book actually just barely came out, maybe a month ago, and I have it, I pre-ordered it on Audible because I read the first book on Audible, and I'll put it right here. It's Majesty by Catherine McGee. So this is the second book in the American Royals, I don't know if that's what it's called, but the American Royals series, if you guys have heard of that first book. I loved it. I gave it a 4 out of 5. It's rompy, fun. Love triangles all over the place. It's a ride. It's so fun. And basically it follows, it's as if, what if instead of having a presidency, we had a monarchy? So it follows the family of the Washingtons and the daughter who's supposed to become queen, and then, you know, the rest of the siblings and their loves, and everyone's in love with someone else, and it's crazy. But I pre-ordered the audiobook, and I still have yet to get to it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I've just been so caught up in historical romances recently, so I haven't started with that book yet, but I want to very bad, so I will soon, I promise. Okay, number 8, what is one misconception about romance you would like to lay to rest? So I thought about this for a while, and the thing I want to talk about maybe a little bit, and I'm not very eloquent, so I don't know how well this is gonna go, but I come from a very religious background, a religious family, and sometimes I would almost feel like my spirituality was put in question because I like romance novels. I don't know if any of you guys are religious or have experienced this at all, but it almost felt as if I was being judged like I love Jesus less, even though because I read romance novels. It doesn't make any sense to me, but I almost felt like that is something that maybe some people have experienced. I don't know, might be just me, but yeah, I would say no, that's not the case at all. And yeah, I just kind of want to lay that to rest, that I don't think anyone's spirituality or religious beliefs should be put in question by what kind of books they read at all. Okay. Number 9, who is the most recent romance reading content creator you came across that you'd like to shout out? So some people that I would love to shout out, obviously Morgan from Nothing Better Than a Book. Thank you so much for tagging me in this video. I love Carrie from Booked for Romance. She was one of the first people to welcome me to the community and comment, you know, on my first videos that are, I don't know why, but I'm somewhat like, I'm not embarrassed by them, but I know that they're, you know, subpar. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, she still was so welcoming. I recently discovered Laura's library card, and she is so cool. She's so funny. Like, I was watching her videos and just laughing. And then also Dana Quadrado's channel as well. She's also been super welcoming for me too, and I appreciate her. And she does a ton of historical romance hauls as well. So yeah, I recommend all of those people to go and look at. And yeah, I think that's the end of the tag, if I'm not mistaken. So thanks again so much for watching, you guys. I super appreciate it. If you would like, please like and comment. I reply to every single comment. And I would love to talk about the books that I just mentioned or about your romance journey. And yes, thanks again so much for watching. Bye, guys.